The most desirable race of women to me, this is my opinion, is lighter skinned black women. Um, that's my opinion. I think I
Why?
because I like my women like I like my coffee, sweet, creamy, and not fully black. So I think that that's my opinion. I
Is
think
that
that we
because that's how
have a.
you look?
Are you telling me it's wrong for people to be attracted to people that look like them?
No, no, no. I was asking, is that because that's how you look, that you are more attracted to that, or is that like it has nothing to do
Maybe
with
it
it?
was a combination of things. Maybe it was a combination of environment. Um, maybe it was a combination of I don't know. I don't know. Why do people like what they like? What does the
No,
cage bird
so
sing?
Eric, let me say this to you, bro, because it's different. Well, I ain't gonna say it's different for everybody, but it's a little different for black people because dating black is a spectrum. Like we got so many damn colors, flavors to choose from. So I don't think it should be bad on anybody to be a little picky to have a favorite flavor. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That's what I
I want.
said.
Yeah, but see, also my likes also can span beyond America as well, right? It could be Brazilian, it could be something like that because they have a mixture to them. So that's my opinion. But according to all studies, right? The most desired women were Asian, right? And citing Barnabas's studies previously through the dating apps, and the most desired men they said were white. So yeah,
Trey, did you want to? I have a few pictures, and then
Wait, what
I
did
have
I
a
say though,
clip.
Kelly? What did I
Go right ahead.
say? I said for women, pale skin and dark hair. Pale skin or black or dark hair. And that's Asian.
Did you have anything you wanted to add, Trey?
Yeah, can you hear me? I'm just kind of loud in here, but can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Uh, for me, it's doesn't really matter her race per se, the color of her skin, and I'll just take brown to dark brown is good for me. Those are the women I find the most attractive. If you were to go back through my history of the women that I've dated, they typically have the same color skin that I have and or darker than me. Those are the ones I find the most attractive and most desirable. And typically, when it comes to hair, it would be like the hair. How do you say your name? Saida? It would be like how her hair is, something along those lines. But I've also dated, black women who had a dark Caesar. So, I mean, it is what it is.
like a low haircut.
Like a low
Did
haircut.
you
Yeah.
Eric,
catch her
don't
stealing?
start.
Did you catch her stealing your do rags out of the bathtub or what?
I'm bald, champ. Ain't no do rags over here.
Okay, you weren't always that way though.
So I did everyone get to chime in? Because I did have a
I
few
just,
photographs I
I
wanted
just,
to bring up.
I just wanted to say something as well.
Go ahead.
I really don't know. I haven't been like searching much about it, but like the Miss Universe, do they based on something? Because that could be also a standard, but I don't know who manage it. I know the last one it was a transgender who was managing, but again, I don't think it's been all like that all the time. I don't know who's
Yeah,
behind it. I don't know if it's legit, but I've seen black women winning. I've seen most of the women that have won those is Venezuelan, but Venezuelan women are naturally very beautiful.
mm,
Colombian as well, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just kind of like thinking, if that could be considered a standard, and they're not from apps. They literally go through an entire process of selection and then other stuff. But I just wanted to put it out there.
one of the things that you should take note of, right? I do think there is a beauty standard, but I do think that the beauty standard slightly for women varies amongst cultures. One of the things I would challenge you to do, right, in especially if you're black, look at the black women that work at a black strip club versus the black women that work at a white strip club.
Mm,
They look completely different. The beauty
mm,
standard for um, is going to be completely different. Like black women who work in white strip clubs are typically on the darker side, not as thick, kind of gothic looking. Whereas in be, the Atlanta, for example, Magic City, V Live. We can bottle girls in certain clubs. We know that there is a standard for what certain people like, and if you go to those things, you can see what they like. So if I were to be in Atlanta, or if I were to go to Houston, and I go to like Bombshells, or I go to Perfect 10 or something like that,
What you know
or
about bombshells?
everything. I'm actually strip club connoisseur, but
He
but
said he
yeah,
has a
like those,
membership.
yeah.
Look, all the Houston people going crazy in the chat, like, yo, he be a bombshell.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's
Oh.
that's low key a genius observation. Low key, that's genius.
Well, Eric is very smart. I've heard him on other panels. He's intelligent.
Damn, I'm sitting here like mind blown. Like you,
I work with tourists, and I heard a couple of tourists saying that strip clubs here in my country, like all women look like a stick. They were all skinny girls. But do you remember when I said that I was considered fat here, and they will call
No.
me gordita? So for them, the beauty standard here is a woman that is pale skin, tall, skinny. So for that reason, I was considered to the extreme when I wasn't even fat.
May I ask you a question? Because you look very native. You're Central American? So like when I say native, right? You know what I mean by that, right? Like you look.
Indio.
Yeah, you're not
like
criolla.
yeah. It's not to be offensive, but you look native.
I am proud of my roots. I am very criolla. I am mixed with some part of my dad's family from Honduras, part of my family from Guatemala, and my parents are from El Salvador. So I am Mayan, Pipil, and I don't know, Tolteca, maybe. Inca, yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
No alpacas around your house.
No.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to bring up a few photographs because I did look up the most desirable race and I pulled up the top 3. So I believe they were Danish.
Man, who the hell?
Well, first off,
they are.
Hold
Who
on.
the hell?
And then it was what was it? Turk? No, it was Ukraine, Danish, and then
Did African people vote?
and then Filipino. They were considered the most desirable race. So this is from a physical standpoint.
Filipino.
But hold on a second.
Yeah,
So
those were the
looks like
3
he's in
top
BTS.
most desired
but
races.
One of the reasons the Danish are actually considered that is because on average they're
Aren't the men
taller
tall?
than they're
Yeah,
tall.
I was
Yeah,
like,
they're
aren't the
taller
men
than everybody
super
else. They're
tall?
taller.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they're taller than everybody else.
They have the most tall dudes per. It's like.
I have to split. I just got here. I just got out of a meeting. Great topic, by the way, Kelly.
Thank you, Kiara.
Team dark skin. I'll holla at you guys. Let me get up out of here.
Yeah,
You
you're the
called it
poster
just
child.
to say that.
Team dark skin.
Yeah,
You
turn off
like
your
high
turn off the
yellow.
screen.
You high yellow white.
Stay on your side of the fence. Why do all the guys that look like you want to date?
I have
girls?
no. I can't
Okay,
explain that. I know that I'm
right.
proud to be a dark Negro. I'll talk to you guys.
Well, why don't
Kelly
you recruit all your brothers to be the same?
I can't help it. What's up, Trigger Mike? Hey, Team Dark Skin, Trigger Mike. Yeah, let these high yellow white folk have it tonight. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
You've been trying that for a very long time.
All right, Eric, have a good one.
All right.
Well, this is something funny that he just mentioned, because again, another thing that happened to me is that I am considered Black in my culture. Even though for Black people I am not Black, I am treated and I get, the same pretty much, as a Black person. I'm not saying it's the same because, some people feel like, no, you don't get the same. Oh, yes, I've been, discriminated and, said stuff like mean things. So probably for Black people, I'm not Black, but when Black people come here, it doesn't matter if it's light skin or dark. To me, they're Black. So there's no difference. So
I know exactly what she's talking about. I know exactly what she's talking about. I used to live in Honduras and
automatically
Colombia.
equate being Black with being discriminated against?
What was that?
You said you're Black because you were discriminated against.
Oh my god.
No. Like I had some treatment like that. You know, there's things that I can relate. I'm not saying it's the same. You see, I have to put the disclaimer out there because
this is
people
interesting
feel
though.
offended.
But not all. But
my ancestors were going through the same thing because Spain came here and they were kicked out.
Conquistadors.
And they were used as slaves, so it's the same thing. But people don't like.
It is.
Of course, that's history.
I think you got your history just a little bit off there.
No,
but that's cool.
I don't think in the United States they teach you only things from the US.
They don't. They don't.
I used to
live there.
I'm very familiar with the conquistadors in Central America, but it's different when you come to a place where people are native, right? And you stop them from like sacrificing each other and things like that, versus when you take another group of people from somewhere else and then transfer them to somewhere else. It's completely different. I see that. I guess you're trying to.
I never said it's the same. I said I can relate to it. I can relate. I'm not saying it's the same, but there's certain things that I could say, you know what, that happens to me. It sounds very similar to what I went through. Yeah. Like I've been denied access to a club because I am dark skinned. Here.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's the same, and this is 2020.
Wait! In America, you're claiming this?
I've never been denied access to a club. Like I don't like. You got to stop looking at Black people as just victims. I get it. I get you don't live. Hold on a second. I get you don't necessarily live in the United States, and so what they tell you is that every Black person is oppressed and every Black person is discriminated. But that's not necessarily Black identity. There's other things outside of that, outside of just negative stuff.
Actually, if I may say something as well, I am not in the U.S. I have never been in the U.S. And the people that I know, Black people that I know that were tourists in my country, they don't have the victimizing mentality most of the time. Since they have been exposed to other cultures, they kind of stop looking at the Americans the way that everybody looks at themselves. So the people that have only been in the U.S. think about themselves in a certain way. And the ones that have explored the world, they have a more open-minded, but that's it.
Okay. I don't attribute to being Black by being discriminated. It's a lot more outside of that. But I got you.
Thank you guys.
Sometimes we got to put on backwards hats and.
That's right.
I don't think I've ever seen you with a backwards hat.
No, I wear it.
He's got a massive polo collection. Has anybody ever paid attention to Trigger Mike? Go ahead. I mean, only because you come on every 3 hours, but that is a polo shirt underneath that, right? I saw it with the small horses.
Look, somebody said that.
Not every 3 hours.
This is a Walmart special, bro. It's palm trees, but it did look like polo.
Okay, all right.
Well, Eric, how do I look today? You usually say something.
You look you look like a minority art teacher. Exactly. You look like an art teacher in a mainly. You look like Stand By Me. You look like you're about to go work with kids and give them hope for their future.
Oh, my
that's not the look I was going for, but I guess it's not that bad. But okay, thank you for your honesty, Eric. I appreciate it.
You look like a cool musician. That's what I was getting. Like,
oh, thanks. Wow.
From the Lean on Me school.
No.
Got it. So back to the pictures. I mean, those people should be required to reproduce. They're also beautiful and they're perfect matches. They should point a gun to their head, put them in a bedroom until they make more babies, I guess. I mean, what was the question on them?
That was number 1. That was Ukraine.
God, I wish I was that guy, right? Look how good he is. I mean, they're also attractive.
And number 3 is Filipino.
I mean, he looks cool. Just get those tattoos off his chest.
So perfect all genes. Of them people ugly. First off, but no, I'm joking. You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's funny about it? That I've always said that Black, or more so African people with African blood, we look so different from everybody else, and I think that's why we prefer each other mostly. Like the hair texture, everything's so different. Because I wouldn't mess with none of them women. I wouldn't.
None.
Your nipples pink? I ain't fucking with you. I'm sorry.
Stop lying, please. Please stop lying.
Your nipples pink?
Then you're a homosexual.
I might get the top. That's about it.
I'm calling you out.
No, I think they look so different than my my people.
Is your wife watching right now?
She is. Absolutely.
Well, okay, that's why you're saying it.
No, my wife is my type. That's what I like. You know what I mean? Okay. Chocolate.
Help me out there.
I don't. But I just don't think.
I can confirm.
The African opinion is usually included in that. thing. Like, what do African people prefer? Because I don't think it come out the same. I don't think
you don't find those women attractive at all.
No, I, like in the face. What I mean is like, yeah, she's pretty. That's it. I wouldn't
Danish
pick her
woman
out
is
of a
not
group.
attractive.
I wouldn't pick.
They look.
I understand like the features and how it's like, ooh, look at the long flowy hair. Ooh, look at her eye. Look at the color of her eye. She just has nice features. But I'm not getting a boner for none of them women. I'm sorry. I said boner again.
Can you put
What's your favorite word tonight?
Can you put the Danish woman back up?
The Danish?
Yes, please.
You know what? Depends on what that ass looking like, but considering
I know we all know that's the overriding factor. Like it literally is.
No, look at her neck. She ain't got no ass.
Yeah, no, thank you. I just wanted to confirm what I was already thinking. No, I mean, listen, if nothing else has come through in the club that night, sure, absolutely, why not? But
ain't no woman with a neck skinny.
She wouldn't be my first round pick.
What about Ukraine?
I've actually dated a Ukrainian woman before.
Nah, she better, but she's a little dark.
I would ask her. Yeah. I would say, B better have my money. You from Ukraine? You welfare case?
Oh,
so,
black. I mean, honestly, the no homo, but that guy is like so good looking, right? He could sell some perfume. Yeah, look at me like you want, but you know he's good looking.
No homo covers that one up. I don't think. Usually, no homo is nope. I don't think it covers it, Bart.
I didn't even notice the guys in the picture.
If I had to be reincarnated as one of those men, it would be that guy. I mean,
we can look at the
guy. He looks like he's selling Cool Water, Dusseldorf, or whatever that stuff is. Get back to him, please, if you don't mind.
Were you born in 1960?
This guy right here?
Cool Water? Were you born in 1960?
No, he does
1955.
look like he's selling some type of
perfume.
I have a question.
Lotion or something for the body.
I have a question. Why are the men's shirts off but the women's aren't? Where's the equality?
Yeah, right.
It seems like
he has a shirt on.
Yeah.
Okay, but go to the other two pictures though. Go to the other two pictures. They don't have their shirts on.
I can't do it.
It seems like a bunch of hating. It seems just like a bunch of brown people hating on whites. Because I wonder, would you guys get the same response if it were a group of white people looking at a bunch of black models and saying,
and that's what they do. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me say something.
Right.
And what she's saying is what they're doing now, right? One of the things you can notice is now look at the models that we have today, right? You see these models and they look like Issa Rae. They look like Lupita. Those women under black dominated media like Double XL, Source Magazine, BET, those women would have never made it. But we have these women now who, like I said, aren't attractive at all. And they're putting the black women at the front who most black men don't find to be attractive. Like, so for example, what a Lupita.
Like Zendaya?
Not Zendaya's gorgeous.
I was going to say Zendaya's more white.
Zendaya's
more, Eurocentric.
But let's be real. Zendaya would have never made it on a King magazine, a Source magazine, a BET. Like when you get rid of like black male dominated media, and now you have this diversity media where we're gonna all for one. They start putting these. There are black women out there that aren't attractive either, right? It's just the standard I think that Mike is looking at. Like I'm pretty sure if I put some of those women from what's that, the Woman King or the Wakanda Woman, who wants those women? Those women look hideous. And it's like those are the type of women. And then what's funny is you look on Victoria's Secret now, and those are the type of women walking the runway. And it's like, no.
Dude, the Woman King is 60. Leave her out of it. I mean, honestly.
No. Hold on a second. She's a great she's a great actress, by the way. I'm talking about, like, you've seen Black Panther, right? Those women behind them are hideous. Those are some ugly women. I'm sorry.
Is that because, wait, I have a theory that maybe the white people prefer them because they're the most pure African looking.
So once again, what did I tell you? What is the difference in a white strip club with the black women and a white strip club and the black women in a black strip club? There is cultural differences between what men like in terms of their beauty standard. There is. Like I'm telling you, if you go to, let me give you another example. If I go to V Live and then I turn around and go to Treasures, it's another Houston reference for you. Completely different. The women are going to be completely different looking. Like, or I go to what's the men's club or something like that. I go to the men's club in Houston. and then I go.
You stay in the Galleria, huh? You stay in that area.
No, I've just been to. I'm like I said. I think women are God's art. And so I just go to places to look at God's art. And some of these women look like modern art. Some of these women built like a Picasso painted, really nasty looking, but it's still a work of God.
My man is a club connoisseur.